What's going on, YouTube? Oh, we are having a wonderful, wonderful day. As usual, out here in the trucking world, making money, getting loads delivered. The struggle is always real. Anyways, what's going on? What are y'all doing on this fine weekend, Saturday? I got a load of eggs to go pick up. Drop and hook. What's going on, Ryan? Felton, Motor T. That's what's up. Think Twice. That's a really good book. What's going on, Seabiscuit? Man, I really hope they get your truck fixed. That wiring issue, dude. You need to be up and running, making money. I saw you in Livonia and wanted to say hi, but yeah, I was sleeping, man. They ended up reloading me out of downtown Detroit. There's a Sam's Club distribution center down there in Detroit, which is actually Brownstown Township, Michigan, suburb of Detroit. Picked up there, and I delivered here last night, and I've been sitting here because my next load doesn't pick up until I've got a window 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So after I do this live feed today, I'm gonna head up there and pick up that load. But yeah, you know, I really don't mind you guys coming up to me and wanting to shake my hand or talk to me, ask me questions. I really don't mind it at all. If I am sleeping though, I do appreciate not bothering me. So but if you see me sitting in the seat, don't worry about bothering me. I'm more than happy to answer questions and shake your hand in person, etc., etc. I have no problem with that at all. And it's starting, the reality of how big this channel is really starting to hit me, because so many people out there, so many of you guys out there are getting some value out of what I'm doing on this channel, and that's really important. I really appreciate you guys coming up to me and thanking me for the videos. I'm just doing this to help you guys. You know, obviously it helps my business, putting out videos, putting my company name out there, all that kind of stuff helps me, but that's not the goal. The goal is ultimately to help as many people as I possibly can. But what are you guys doing today? Let's see, comments. Fleet Money. What's going on, the Big Trucker Show? How's the couch treating you? I don't need a couch. Hustlers don't need couches. Just sitting in front of the computer. All right, Marcel, what's going on, man? Your truck caught on fire. Holy shit. Damn it, man. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That sucks. What's going on, Trucker Bandit? Your celebrity makes me nervous. Look at Penske trucks. Their mileage is a little bit too high for me. I am the owner of the Cupcake Gang. Just satire, comedy stuff. I haven't been doing that anymore. It kind of is something I haven't been focused on at all, because I'm so busy working on actually building the business. But I don't know. It was fun while it lasted. What are your thoughts on, okay, I'm about to turn in my lease and go company for a while. Just need to make some consistent money. That's something that a lot of people, you know, will tell. That's why a lot of people will tell you, hey, don't go lease or don't go owner op until you have your money situation right, because you're gonna have a struggle and I'm parked here at Sam's Club. That's why it's so. But all that kind of stuff. Anyway, a lot of people will tell you don't jump into a lease right away, and it is good advice, okay, to just be like, hey, pause for a second, let me get my money right before I go become an owner-op or jump into a lease. You know, I tell you guys the same thing, but at the end of the day, you have to evaluate the risk and you have to pull the trigger eventually. You can't just tell yourself forever not to do it because of the risk involved. There's always risk involved in everything. You know, I got a truck right now acting up. We got the driver heading to a shop, you know, to see what's going on with it, engine brake issue or something like that. So you should have Pascal roll with you and have him film some training videos. Well, I got to put a passenger seat in here. Do you keep good backup money or do you just keep growing your fleet? Both. I want to be in your next truck. I've got several people in mind already. So if you want an application to come work here, then you got to shoot me an email. That email gets pretty busy, but if you want an application to come work for me, you can send an email to driveforwoody@gmail.com. all right? I need some new hats, Marcel. These ones are these ones pinch my forehead a little bit. I need some new hats, bro. I gotta ask you guys a question. So I'm thinking about ordering some hats, and I'm not really interested in making a business out of it, but it would have to pay for my time because it takes time to do this. But what I want to do is get some hats with the company logo on them. So I want to get some hats with the company logo on them. I'm wondering if you guys would want one, or if you want to buy one or whatnot, because I would have to start a new store, a new website and all that to set it up, but I'm thinking about doing that. Okay, I'm already going to order some hats for my drivers, but if the public wanted access to be able to get a hat, because I'll be wearing one in my videos coming up, if you guys want a hat, let me know. But it would have to be something that pays for it would have to at least cover my time out here to play with that. But not trying to get rich off it or nothing. Let's see. Ray David, $2.79 Canadian. $2.79 Canadian. How you doing, Ray? Watching them Jets, taking care of them Jets, all that stuff. I need my water. How about Keep America Great cap? I'm not gonna wear that, man. I'm not doing anything controversial. I got enough haters as it is. I don't need any more. You'll be sending me a new shirt. That's what's up, Marcel. How was your experience with Prime? I've done videos on that before, but just real quick, it was pretty good. Adjustable hats, yes. The hats I'm ordering are gonna have the hook and loop adjustment, not the snapback. The snapbacks are okay, but I like the hook and loop ones. That's what I'm going to be ordering. And then if you know, I get enough interest in it, I can always order a different style of hat. But we're just going to start off with a standard hook and loop Port Authority hat. It looks reversed because YouTube is acting up. Phone. I'm using the front-facing camera. Some bucket hats. Lids wants too much money for their hats. Lids wants way too much money for their hats. I've looked all over the place and I found a good place that I can get some hats from. I'm waiting for an email back from them. How often do you pull flatbed? Not very often at all. Oh yeah. So, Trucker District gear is coming out soon. I wasn't sure that was a public announcement. That's why I haven't said anything. But there will be, you'll be able to get stuff like this from there pretty soon. You see, I ended up sitting on this hat by accident and I creased it. What are you gonna do? What do you keep in maintenance for each truck? I recommend that you keep at least $5,000 for each truck to the side, and you can build that up by pulling out 10 cents per mile for each truck. If you have warranties on the trucks, you're not necessarily going to need nearly as much in maintenance, but you always got to make sure you got enough to replace the tires and stuff like that. Company hard hats. We don't really use hard hats. I mean, I got mine, but most refrigerated places, you're never going to need a hard hat. So probably not going to invest in that. Not right now. If we get into some stuff where we need a hard hat every day, then yeah. But right now it'd just be a ball cap. How's the International holding up? It's doing all right. It's the fuel economy isn't where I would want it to be, but it's running good, so it's making money. You pulled flats with Prime? I did for a little bit. Andre, I have your shirt. Are you using a business credit card like American Express? I have business credit cards, but I don't use them that much. I'm working on that. Right now I gotta pay some stuff down, but all right. Nicholas Roy, you had your shot. You're gone. What's going on, Matt?
Say a command.
Oh, stop it. What's your best advice about hiring a new driver? What's the immediate overhead? What attracts good drivers? That's good. Several good questions there. The immediate, we'll start with the money aspect. The immediate overhead you're going to have is you have to pay, I mean, this is part of your, your drug testing consortium, but you may have to pay for a drug screening. You got to take the time, okay? The time value of money is something you have to figure out. So I figure on average, it costs anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 to hire somebody. Okay, obviously you get that money back later on, but to actually hire somebody, depending on if you got to buy a truck to put them in, okay, if you have to purchase another truck to put somebody in, it can be anywhere from up to $10,000 to hire somebody. Okay, so if you don't have that kind of money, it might be a little bit too risky. Okay, now that includes the down payment of the truck, right? So you got to get the truck set up. You got to get your down payment, your plate, your insurance. You got a lot of insurance companies. You got an insurance down payment on the truck. Okay, you got to get the driver approved through the insurance before you can even hire the driver. You got to make sure they're approved through the insurance. Okay, all this stuff takes time. It can take up to 2 weeks sometimes to get a driver approved through the insurance. Sometimes it's much quicker than that, but it can take up to a week, I should say, to get a driver approved through the insurance. You know, they got to have a good application filled out with their work history, accidents, all that. You got to pull their MVR. You got to see what their driving record is and all that kind of stuff. And that takes a lot of time. Okay, so if you figure the time aspect of it, it's going to take you a good week worth of work. Okay, it's going to take you or your team a good week worth of work to hire somebody. And you get it down to you kind of get it down to a science, and you can do it a little bit quicker than that, but still, it's going to take you about a week to hire somebody, actual work. You know, getting everything set up, getting the truck set up, making sure everything's good with that, making sure that it's a good driver. You know, honestly, how to find good drivers, I just go with my gut. Okay, I hired people before. I should say I hired one guy before, and you know, I had a bad gut feeling about it from the beginning, and it didn't work out. Go figure. So if you have a bad gut feeling, this is the best advice I can possibly give you, because other than that, I don't really know what to tell you about hiring somebody, because I don't know if you're a good person. If you're a bad person, you're not going to have a fun time finding people to work for you, because people are going to go with their gut. The drivers are going to go with their gut. And if they got a bad gut feeling about you, it doesn't matter how much you pay, they're not going to drive for you. So, but the best advice I can give you is if you're hiring anybody for any job, whether it's to be a driver, an office employee, whatever, go with your gut feeling. If you got a bad gut feeling about somebody, don't hire them. You will waste your money, you will waste your time, they will screw your business, and it's not worth it. Don't hire somebody just to have somebody. It doesn't work. It's not worth it. All right. What's going on, Andre? Do you drug test your drivers? Absolutely. The biggest way I invest my money is by buying more trucks and hiring drivers. That's the best way, really, in this business to invest right now for me. Going forward, you guys will see what I do next. I don't like talking about or bragging about or showing something that I haven't done yet as far as growing the business. Okay, so I have opinions about everything, but the stuff I'm actually doing, I'm not going to show you until it's actually done, because one, I don't want to jinx myself, and two, I don't want to appear like I'm bragging about something that hasn't even happened yet, because that's a pretty quick way to get yourself in a bind, because you'll come out and say, hey, I'm gonna add this truck, or I'm gonna add that truck, or this many trucks, or do this and do that, and then it never happens, or something comes up where you can't do it, you know. So I generally don't like to talk about what I'm investing in until it actually happens. So I can say today, the title of this video is Fleet Update. It's taken me 18 minutes to get to the actual topic today, which is we just hired driver number 5. So he'll be going through orientation sometime next week or the week after, and he's going to be running team with the driver we just hired. So that'll be a team truck. So we just hired our 5th driver. When it took you know, a good week or so to get through the whole process with the insurance and all that kind of stuff, but you know, that's what you got to do. You have to have drivers lined up, ready to go, and not everybody's going to work out. You know, you have to know in the back of your mind, hey, that driver could go work for somebody else. Maybe your insurance company won't approve them because they don't live in the state that they, you know, there's so much to it. But pretty much fleet update today is we did just hire our 5th driver. I'm really excited about that, and being able to provide that opportunity for these guys to run team and make us significantly more money than a solo driver, you know. And to those of you watching that drive for us over here, you have the opportunity as well. Those of you that are solo drivers, if you find somebody that you want to drive team with, let me know. We'll send them an application, we'll run their background and everything, and if we can get them approved, we have no problem putting them on the truck with you, if you decide you want to run teams. So everybody that works for me has that opportunity. If you find somebody, a friend or your spouse or significant other, whatever, that wants to run team with you, let me know, and we'll get it processed through so that you can make more money, because a team truck makes more money. That's just the bottom line. I wish I could pay my solos what I paid the teams, but it's not possible. Okay, a team truck just makes that much more money. So that's really that's where the money is in teams. For company drivers, if you're a company driver, that's where the real money's at. And we pay significantly higher than a lot of these other companies do for team freight. I'm seriously considering doing the lease purchase at Prime. After putting the down payment, does your weekly payment change? Yes. Okay, when I did mine, and I believe I explained this in the video, lease purchase, how I did it, but since you're here now asking the question, I'll answer it. My payment dropped by about $200 a week. I was at $895, and then when I started the lease purchase, it went down to like $685. Should I get my DUNS number once LLC is established? You can get your DUNS number, but it's not really required. I would go ahead and set it up, but you don't have to pay Dun & Bradstreet any money. Okay, you set up your DUNS number, and they're going to try to sell you all this stuff. Don't give them any money. You don't have to pay Dun & Bradstreet anything. They'll set up your DUNS number, and then you're done with it. You pun intended. But okay, so you set it up, DunandBradstreet.com, whatever. Okay, it's free. Your DUNS number itself is free. What they're trying to bill you for is some kind of credit services. You don't need none of that. All right, but yeah, you should get a DUNS number, but I don't really mess with that much. You know what banks really want to see when you go there to get a business loan? They don't care what your DUNS number is. You know what they care about? What's your cash flow? That's what they care about. So ultimately, you got to show cash flow. What is your starting pay? For solos, solo drivers, I start at 47 cents per mile, all dispatched miles, plus 75% of all detention pay. So if you end up stuck in the dock or laid over because of a claim or something, you get 75% of all detention and layover. All right. Teams start at 57 cents, and the same thing with the detention. Vaping scares the kids. How do you handle expenses involving new drivers and attending orientation? I keep grinding. Just keep making more money. Can you survive in a lease with 10,000 debt? Yes, you can. I did it. I explained this in that video. You guys really got to watch that video to understand how I did the lease purchase. If you have a bunch of questions about lease or lease purchase, I've done videos on all that stuff for you guys so that you can understand how I did it. What is a DUNS number? A DUNS number is basically a business credit profile number that you can use to start to create and keep track of trade lines in business. Okay, you don't necessarily need that, because when you start an LLC, you get an employee identification number, a federal tax ID number. Okay, I use my federal tax ID number when I'm applying for business credit. I don't necessarily use my DUNS number, because the federal tax ID number is the most important one anyway. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. This is just how I do it. What's a good overall number salary team drivers get paid? It's going to depend on how hard they run, but they could easily make 150K. A team could easily make 150K or more as company drivers. 75% of what? 70. I was talking about detention pay for my drivers. If the truck, 75% of whatever the truck makes for detention pay goes to the drivers. I'm only taking 25% of the detention pay to cover truck note and insurance and fuel and stuff like that while the truck is parked at a dock or whatever it is, whatever the layover is. All miles loaded and all dispatched miles, yes. All dispatched miles loaded and empty. Are your trucks governed? Yes, they're governed at 70 miles an hour. Any other company recommend to get a CDL? Not really. It's a 57-cent split. The truck is making 57 cents per mile to the drivers every mile, every dispatched mile that it drives. It's a Casio, man. It's old. When you buy your trucks, what's your approach on getting the warranty? Typically speaking, I'd prefer to have the maximum warranty possible. This is why I've been buying trucks from Pedigree, because when you buy trucks from them, they still have warranty left, because when Prime buys their trucks, they buy them with the maximum warranty. A lot of people don't understand, when you buy a brand new truck, the maximum warranty is not included. You have to buy that extra. Okay, for the copper truck, I'm saving up for it. It's not an immediate thing. But for the copper truck, which I bought brand new, it's $6,000 for the full warranty, extra. Now, you can go in there anytime within the first year. So sometime by November, I got to go in there, give them the money for the extended warranty, sign some paperwork, and get the extended warranty on the truck. Standard, the warranties on the trucks from the factory, you're talking 1 to 2 years. That's it. If you want that 5-year 400 or that 48-month 500,000 mile warranty, you got to pay extra for that. That's a lot of people don't understand. When you actually buy a truck from a dealer, they don't always come with that full warranty.
Say a command.
This dumb thing. Anyways, what engine is in the ProStar ISX 15 Cummins? What did you say? No, U-Haul, you can order. You can order a manual, but it costs extra money. Hold on 1 second here. I got a message from a driver. All right. Truck is in the shop. And he's got about a 4 to 5 hour wait. No problem, because his clock is done for the day anyway, so... Yeah, I just turned the volume off on it. I'll be talking to somebody on the phone and it'll go off. Think I'm talking to it. I have 2 Internationals and 3 Cascadias. I'm about to probably buy another Cascadia. I'll probably order it the last week of June, like the very end of June. I'll probably order my next truck, and it should be ready sometime in the middle of July, I'm thinking. We'll see what happens, because I'm slowing down a little bit, because I want to get a little bit more cushion in the accounts for emergencies. But you know, I'm gonna slow down just a little bit, just so that we can, you know, solidify the foundation here a little bit better. But should still be July when I add the next one. I don't necessarily believe that, Viking coach. I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there about the automated trucks. Um, Me personally, I don't see that happening because I'm in the truck purchasing world. Like, I'm buying trucks. I'm not, and I, as a business, as a fleet owner, I'm not necessarily looking to have automated trucks, especially not for OTR. Or these guys, they got to back in the dock, they got to open the doors, they got to deal with if the truck breaks down, they got to make sure it gets to a shop, all that kind of stuff. I do not see, for the foreseeable future, I do not see autonomous trucks taking over the game. I just don't. On a small scale, sure, they will be out there, but yeah, I don't think, at least for the next 10 plus years, that you're going to see drivers losing jobs because of autonomy. But even if they do, what do you got to do to compete in the marketplace as a company driver? What do you need to do to compete in the marketplace as a company driver? I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to be an expert at what you're doing. You need to have a great safety record. Clean MVR. Okay? Very important. You want to make sure you're always on time. You want to make sure you hustle. Okay? If you don't hustle, then, and a company can say, well, I'm just going to replace this driver with an automated truck because they don't hustle. And the truck never stops. There's reasons why it's happening, though. A lot of drivers, they figure that a computer is less likely to have an accident. Accidents are huge liability. The liability expense out here, insurance liability, is ridiculously expensive. Okay? You're talking anywhere up to 20 grand a year per truck for insurance. Sometimes more, depending on what your coverage level is for the freight that you're hauling. You could pay anywhere up to $25,000 or $28,000 a year for insurance per truck. That's a lot of money. Okay? They're trying to mitigate that cost. Okay? It's not that the companies don't like people or they don't want to actually create jobs, but at a certain point you have to look at the expense of the insurance. If the insurance is going to be lower with an automated operation, then people are going to do it. Just how I look at it. Everything's changing so quickly, though. So it could be 5 years. It could be 3 years. Who knows? Technology is advancing exponentially. So I agree with you there, LVC. He said there's not a driver shortage. There's a driver retention problem. 450,000 new CDL applications per year. Only a fraction of that survived the first year. I will tell you a secret. Kind of. You know how you win in this business? As a fleet owner, as a carrier, be fair and honest. That's it. If you want to keep drivers, okay, my retention is really high, okay. I've only had one guy quit so far, so if you're, basically turnover of 25% or like 20% or something like that, where the industry average is 99% turnover. If your turnover rate is that high, you're doing something wrong. Okay? The easiest way to win in this business is to be fair and honest, because the standard is to lie, scam, cheat, steal, screw over, abandon drivers, whatever. That's the standard. So if you want to win in this industry as a fleet owner, there's only two things you have to do. Be fair and be honest. That's it. And you're still going to have some people leave. You know, that's just the nature of business. People are going to quit eventually. People are going to move up and go to a different company or whatever. People's lifestyle changes, their family life changes. They got to be home more, etc. They can't do OTR forever. People are going to leave no matter what. But how you keep people here longer, how you keep people working for you, you got to be fair and you got to be honest. Don't cheat them. Don't scam them. Tell them what it is. Be fully transparent with your employees, and they're going to stay with you. The reason drivers quit is because they feel like they're being scammed, cheated, robbed, taken advantage of, etc. That's one of the main reasons why drivers quit. I don't do any of that. That's why my drivers are staying with me, because I'm fair and I'm honest. I don't cheat them. I tell them what's going on. You know, if they have an issue, I solve the problem, etc. That's the secret of how you win in this business or any other business. The old school way of doing things, where you scam, cheat, steal, and lie to get to the top, that shit doesn't work anymore. One, because of social media. Okay? Drivers are on social media more and more. Look how many YouTubers are out here driving trucks and exposing what their company is doing, or telling you, yeah, this company sucks or that company sucks because of this, because of that. Look at which companies are growing out here. RST, for example. Look at the companies that are actually growing. That, like, we don't need to recruit people. I don't need to recruit people. My email box is full all the time. People asking me, hey man, I would love to work for you, but I don't have enough experience or whatever. You know, things are changing, okay? And you can see, the drivers can see, you guys can see the difference in what we're doing versus what the big companies are doing, or versus what even a medium-sized carrier is doing that doesn't understand this. Okay, so when y'all gonna start flatbedding? I don't see that happening for a while. I don't see that happening for a while. But bottom line is, you can't, I mean, you can, but if you want to win, I'm not talking about that trucker revelation. Anyways, if you want to win in this industry or any business, and you really give a shit, drivers are going to want to work for you. You don't need to recruit. If you're doing the right thing, okay? If you're doing what's right, then you won't need to recruit. It's pretty simple. I honestly, Woody's, I probably won't have a flatbed division. Definitely not this year. That may change in the future, but RST has a flatbed side for owner-operators. Okay? You can do that. I think they got one guy over there doing it right now. They had several doing it, but right now I think there's only one guy doing it. The other guys decided to switch back over to reefer. Reefer, there's a lot of money in reefer right now. Okay? Now, I've got the flexibility to do it myself, but would I hire somebody to do flatbed? I don't know. I have to calculate the risk, because there's risk of them getting injured. There's a risk of securement issues, losing freight off the trailer. You know, the liability risk is much higher with flatbed than it is with reefer. And the money is almost, you know, there's, you know, maybe 10 to 15 cents a mile difference, right? as far as gross revenue goes, but it's about the same money at the end of the day. So higher risk for the same money doesn't make sense to me as a business owner. Hope that's understandable. Is there two Riverside transports? There is an RTI. Okay, they've been around a little bit longer. They're a little bit bigger than us, but that's not us. People get that confused all the time. RST, Riverside Transportation, out of Klein, Texas. That is who I run my trucks under. Okay. Not RTI. That's a completely different company. There's no relation there. It's not us. And the funny thing is, they didn't even start calling themselves RTI until after RST came out. It was kind of funny. With reefer, though, you carry liability if the produce is damaged or there is a temp issue. That's why we have cargo insurance. I mean, you have to have cargo insurance no matter what you haul. And the cargo insurance is going to cover that. As long as, you know, it meets the terms of your insurance, and you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. That's why primarily pulling Prime Logistics, pulling the advanced fleet freight, okay, pulling the advanced fleet freight, Prime has the claims department for their freight, okay? So we have the purchasing power of Prime, we have their fuel network, we have everything else, and on top of that, if there is a claim, all right, Marcel, take it easy, man. That's correct. One is Trucker District certified and the other is not. If there's a claim on the freight with us, because we're pulling Prime Logistics freight, Prime handles the claim. Now, if it was our fault, like if the pallet fell over, if a pallet of something fell over and it was a loss, and it was the driver's fault because they didn't have the load locks in there, they didn't secure the freight, then we eat that cost. Okay, we eat the deductible of the insurance. But there's cargo insurance. Like if you lose a whole load and it's $200,000, you're going to pay $5,000 deductible for that. And there's nothing wrong with that, Soul Child. I don't think it would be harder. Actually, I think it would be easier to find drivers if I had my own authority, because I have people come to me daily, sending me messages, sending me emails saying, hey man, once you get your authority, let me know. I want to bring my truck over to you. So I don't think that's true, Soul Child. I don't think it would be harder to get drivers with my own authority. But there's nothing wrong with having the support system and the power of what Prime Logistics has. Just for example, we get their repair network, their fuel network, everything else. We're getting the large fleet discounts on everything, but we're a small fleet. It's the best of both worlds, really, in my opinion. And here's the thing. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. You saw an RST truck down in Texas. I know exactly who it was, with the Lone Star pulling a flatbed. If you guys are curious, you can find him on Instagram at Cody Pride. At Cody Pride. He posts a lot of really cool pictures of trucks, and he got himself a drone. He makes some really good pictures on Instagram of what he's doing out here. But that's the guy you saw, Little Viking Coach, Cody Pride. He actually has a website now, codypride.com. You can see some of his pictures of the show trucks and all that stuff. He takes some really good pictures. Can you send your drivers through Prime's training like for Qualcomm? No. No. My drivers are not employees of Prime. They're employees of Woody's Transcontinental Freight Lines. I have to manage all that. Yeah, but Cody does take some really good pictures. So shout out to Cody for he puts a lot of effort and money into camera equipment and taking some pretty good pictures. Yes, hashtag WTF. Anyways, I already did a video on that. That's last week's topic. Everybody still wants to talk about factoring. I don't care. I done smacked that horse in the head a couple times. I'm done with it. Everybody wants to beat the dead horse on it. It's like, either you want to do it or you don't. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. Do you pay a lot of bank fees? No. I don't have a beef with anybody. What I have is I have somebody that cannot stop thinking about me and desires to talk shit about everything I do. If you notice, I have never once said a bad thing about anybody on this channel. So, if you think there's a beef, just go watch. You can go watch all 300 something of my videos and see if you can find a beef there, but as far as I know, there isn't one. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'm not with the in crowd on YouTube. Like, I don't collaborate with all these other guys. You know, I don't talk about anybody else. I'm just mind my own business and show you guys, try to help you guys. That's it. I don't care about I don't care about what anybody else is doing. If they're doing something good, awesome. If they're doing something bad, awesome. I don't care. Either way, it's not my job to police what anybody else is doing on YouTube. That's all I can say. How many trucks you need to pull? Just one. Just one. One truck. If you have information about the advanced fleet, you can go to Advanced Fleet Program, okay? Write this down if you're interested in doing it. AdvancedFleetProgram.com. That's what this shirt, this is the logo you'll see on the website, the power only thing. AdvancedFleetProgram.com. That's the website. There's a phone number on there you can call and you can ask them. They'll send you an information packet with all the information you need, the qualifications you need to pull freight for them on the power only program. The other thing you can do is you can sign up for their logistics load board, which is completely different. You have to have your own trailer for that, but you can sign up for their load board as well. But I'll tell you right now, the advanced fleet side pays a lot more than what that load board pays. Anyways, if you guys have any other questions real quick, let's get them out here. I appreciate everybody stopping by, everybody that gave a thumbs up and shares and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate you. That helps the channel. And as always, stay safe out there, all that kind of stuff. Any last minute questions, we'll get those answered real quick. Um, last week, our fleet average for my 5 trucks, our fleet average mile per gallon was 7.3 last week. We're working on bringing that up. We've got some idle times. We've got a couple issues with idle times. A couple of the trucks are a little bit high on the idle percentage. So we're working on getting that down. But we're doing okay. 7.3 average for the fleet isn't too bad. We're trying to get that up towards 8 mile per gallon. That would be better, of course. But we're doing okay right now. Doing anything special for Memorial Weekend? I am going to be honoring those who gave the ultimate sacrifice by busting my ass and respecting the opportunity that I have to bust my ass and grow and thrive in safety, because somebody gave their life for our freedom to do that. Okay, so to the best way that you can possibly respect the sacrifice that has made is by getting out here and hustling and taking the opportunity that was given to us by those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'm going to be busting my ass and using the opportunity that's been given to me to grow, create more jobs, and make money for my family. Would you put an automatic tire pressure system on your truck? Probably not. On the trailer, it makes a lot of sense to have them on the trailers. It does not make a lot of sense to have it on the truck. Okay. Especially with us, we do a lot of drop and hook. Having it on the trailers is really good, because you might pick up a trailer and a tire might be low. I showed a quick video on that a long time ago on the tire inflation system, actually inflating a tire. Now, obviously, you don't want to drive off until the tires are inflated, but me personally, I would not put it on the truck, because I don't think it works. I don't think the technology is quite there yet for the truck, but maybe in the future we'll see what happens. I know Tesla's working on a lot of things, Nikola's working on a lot of things, and we actually are going to be getting some Nikola trucks. Okay? I don't know if Chris wants me to announce that or not, but I just did, so we will be getting some Nikola trucks. So I'm excited I want it. I want to test out the hydrogen, all that, the electric motors, 2,000 horsepower, all that crazy stuff. I'm excited for it. Hashtag leaked news. Well, if I wasn't supposed to do it, Chris, I apologize, but I've been excited about it for them coming out for a couple years now, and I'm hoping that I can be the first one to get one over here to test it out and show you guys what it's all about, learn about it, all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited for the new technology. Think about it. Just think about it. It holds 70 pounds. Okay, the truck holds 70 pounds of hydrogen. That will get you damn near 1,500 miles loaded. 70 pounds of hydrogen, which is like 20 gallons or something, right? 70 pounds of hydrogen will get you 1,300 miles. And they're alternating current electric motors at each drive wheel. Okay? Over 2,000 horsepower. It's crazy. You're going to be pulling, you can pull 65, 70 miles an hour straight up a hill, fully loaded, no problem. And there's no shifting, there's no transmission. There's no shifting, there's no transmission, there's no parasitic loss in mechanical resistance, because there's technically no drive line. There's a motor at each wheel position, so you don't have to worry about drive lines, none of that. Plus, you save the weight because there's no 10,000 pound motor under the hood because the motors are at each wheel. Okay, so you save all that weight, and you fill it up once every couple days. And if you buy the trucks now, you get hydrogen free for life. Maintenance, they're I believe what they're going to be with Nikola is a full maintenance lease. So you get the truck, they cover all maintenance except for tires, however long you have it. So you got no maintenance costs except for downtime, if there is any. Hydrogen is free, and they're building their hydrogen network right now. They're building their hydrogen network right now already. These will be hitting the market late 2020. These will be coming online. I think actually late 2019, early 2020 they'll start rolling out. I know US Express ordered a bunch of them. US Express is going to be switching over to them. But think about the fuel savings, okay? So you buy 70 pounds of hydrogen a couple times a week. You just saved, but I'm not sure what the monthly payment is. I'll have to look that up for you guys. But if you think about it, you're saving anywhere up to $50,000 a year on fuel costs with one of those trucks. And they're more powerful than any truck that's ever built. They got more horsepower. They can climb any hill, whatever. You just push down the throttle and it goes. Because there's no transmission. It doesn't need one. I'm excited for them. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. Do they make noise? Not very much, from what I understand. How are showers going to work with hydrogen stations? I have no idea. That's a good question, though. That is a good question. But anyways, you guys stay safe out there. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go pick up this load of eggs today. Drop and hook load of eggs. And then I gotta deliver it 300 miles away. Easy $1,000, right? Can't complain. Talk to y'all later. Stay safe out there. If you have any questions and you're catching this on the replay, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe out there and try not to die.